Welcome to the Style Lounge. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. Hi, welcome to the Style Lounge. We're happy to have you. My name is Okira Banks, and we are with the renowned, extraordinary Michael Costello. And in his beautiful empire that seems to continue to grow.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you.
And very humble and handsome. So, first of all, I haven't been here, Michael, since you have grown this far. And I followed your career since 2010.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. So for those of you, and I'm sure everyone knows, Michael was one of the contestants on Project Runway. 2010. It's amazing just to see his story because I feel like there's a story in that alone. But I'm going to begin by asking you, what started the passion, the fire in you knowing that chasing this dream, this artistry of being a designer?
Well, for me, it always has been a passion. It's always been a fire, and it's always been super exciting. Because ever since I was a kid, it was the only thing that I was obsessed with, was sketching, drawing, playing with fabrics, playing with Barbie dolls, watching my mom sew. My mom was the first person who really taught me how to sew. Yeah, my mom, her mom, my aunt, they were all sewers, and you know, they weren't like professional pattern makers, but they were natural drapers. It just came to them. They knew how to make the fabric work. And my mom was that person, you know, took her shirt off, put it on the floor, cut out right around the shirt. And she's like, that's how you make a shirt. You want to make a dress? Make it 10 inches longer and it's a dress. To add shape, put a belt around it, you know?
So did your mom make any of your clothes?
Yeah. Okay. My mom used to make us like blankets. She'd make us short pants, that sort of thing. She did it more for my sisters, though, And I remember my brother and I, we would always be in like striped Lacoste. And we'd have the socks, the really high socks with the 3 little colors on them. Yeah, that's what how my mom would dress us.
So you're almost like second generation.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like I am. Because as far back as I can remember, and it's pretty far back, my mom would sit me on the sewing machine with her. And she'd be sewing and showing me how to do it as I was a kid.
So how long have you been sewing? When did you sew your first garment?
Like I really started doing it, like sewing more when I was probably around 9 or 10 years old.
Are you kidding me?
At least 10.
When did you make your first garment?
When I was about 14. It was a prom dress for my friend Lindsay. And I was living in Sherman Oaks. And we went downtown LA here and we bought fabric and we started playing with it, and we got a pattern and we laid out the pattern and we hand sewed it. We sewed the dress.
So that was the first haute couture Michael Costello dress.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then after that,
still
when I was 14, no, but I do have around 3 or 4 of the other ones from my very first fashion show.
Okay.
And that was November 11th. 97.
Your first fashion show was?
My first fashion show.
Was
This was in Los Angeles at the Ruby with a company called Lipstick Production. I went into Nordstrom with my brother and sister and they were shopping, and I heard this lady screaming on the phone with this like New York accent. She's like, "What do you mean you're backing out of the show? Oh my God, you can't do this to me 1 week before the show, Morgan. I need a designer." And I'm like,
let's do it.
So I went to go and talk to her.
Are you serious?
And I said, "I heard you need a designer for your show. I'm a designer." And I opened my book. When I was a kid, I carried my sketchbook with me every single place I went to.
Well, that's what I think people did back then. They either
now they do it with their Instagram page.
Now you have go to my Instagram page.
But that's what they did back then.
Models, stylists.
Yeah.
Designers, you
carried your portfolio with you
everywhere because
I was 14 years old and carrying my book with me everywhere I went. It was just all my sketches. It was everything I've ever sketched. I showed this woman, Linda, the book, and she was over the moon, and she contacted me in the next couple of days and she said, "Can you get any of these pieces made for the show?" I said, "Sure." So my mom took me to the Valley. We found a seamstress. Her name was Esperanza Garcia. Esperanza Garcia. She was like an old seamstress that everyone used to go to make clothes for weddings or something like that. She helped me make all my very first samples for my very first fashion show.
I'm hearing a lot about family.
Yeah.
And how you had that support system with your mom, your sister, your brother. You came in with your own team already. Are they still part of the company, or?
No, there was a part in time, like, you know, like because of the Gypsy Romanian culture,
Right.
where I had to stop doing what I love for a little bit to have an arranged marriage. My brothers and sisters had them too. That's how I have 2 kids right now.
Oh, you were once married?
Yes.
I did not know
For
that.
5 years. I have 2 kids.
You have 2
Made
kids?
them from scratch.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
My son's 15 and my daughter's 14.
Well, how old were you when you got married?
18. I was 18, then I had my son while I was 19 and my daughter at 20. So, but now I've been the only one of my generation and in our culture to change things and make things different, because our culture is so used to arranged marriage. You can't publicly work in place like a Rite Aid or a CVS or a McDonald's or a Walmart store. Like from the Gypsy Romanian culture, you just have to do the tricks of the trade. Women are usually psychics or fortune tellers.
Is everyone really psychic, or are they just learning?
I would say some people have the gift. I feel like most of the ladies are very intuitive.
Like, okay.
But I do feel like a lot of them do have the gift.
So it was foreign to have a boy even designing.
Yes. Oh, it was so frowned upon. Even if I had a pencil and paper in my hand, oh, he's gay, something's wrong with him. Oh my God, this is not accepted.
Here in America?
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's you know, we don't really have segregation in our culture, but we have a lot of judgment and a lot of people who jump to conclusions way too fast. It's sad that we have repressed talent in our culture. So many people reach out to me.
I think you feel that in a lot of cultures.
Yeah, you do.
Of, rules,
regulations
that were created by religion
and everything.
And everything.
Yeah.
And so religion creates bondage.
Yeah.
But that's
which I'm also into. No.
Oh, so now when you guys see the straps, you know what it is.
You know where they're coming from. Jesus in bondage. I'm going to hell right now.
Oh my God, I didn't say it. So,
I did. Sorry.
So, what made you turn the leaf after being once married? You know, coming from the culture and then deciding in 5 years, like, this is not for me, telling your family that, and then going into your passion full frontal, and then being on television with it.
Yeah. I needed a push. I just always felt like it was never going to be okay. I always thought it was never going to be accepted.
Oh, wow.
You know, the only way my mom and dad were willing to support me and let me live my dream if I was married to my kids' mom. You know.
So did y'all live with your parents?
Yeah, we did. Well, I had my own house. My house was beautiful.
Did you make dresses
and then
for your wife?
I did. Not only that, I used to iron her hair on the ironing board.
You used to iron her hair?
Yes.
So she won.
Because she was like, I haven't talked to her in years. She didn't know like how to use a straightening iron. I'm like, let me show you.
So she was your muse for a little while?
For a little while. I think we were just really good friends and we got along really great.
And
we liked a lot of the same things. Yeah. Yeah. I used to like show her how to dress and show her what to wear. Her favorite thing to wear was jeans and tennis shoes. Like a jean skirt and tennis shoes and like a little crop top. And I'm like, oh, this is really bad fashion. Let me show you this. Let's try this. Let's try this. I showed her clip-ons, like, you know, the pony.
Really?
Yeah, like the pony.
So you helped probably carve her life. She's probably still doing that right now.
I don't think she is.
So then fast forward 5 years from
Fast-forward 5 years from now, I just could not handle, you know, living in the forced constraints.
Of living in those constraints.
I hit a point in my life to where I've dressed everyone. I've dressed Paris Hilton, Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion.
So while you were married, you were dressing?
Before social media, you know, hit the scene. And I knew these women, and we were friends with them. And they've worn us to different events, but I got nowhere from it, you know.
Because you weren't probably living in your truth.
No, it's true, and it didn't really do anything for us because, you know, the way social media works nowadays, the whole entire world sees it. But the media back then, you have to get published like in a major
You were trying to get in a
magazine.
magazine. You
Yeah,
want someone to write about you.
exactly.
You have to
And
give a
that
gift to a
was
contributor.
so hard in order to get
Yeah,
any
it
of that
was.
kind of stuff. So it didn't work out for me. So I said, I'm going to put this on hold. I'm going to try this Project Runway show and
So
see
you
what
did.
happens.
There was a moment you had to put everything on
Yeah,
hold. Because
there was
I've read
definitely
this
that
about
moment.
quite a few designers.
Yeah. You know, like just staying in your bedroom drawing, wishing something could happen, wishing you can do a runway show or afford fabric to go and make
Say
dresses
that. Yes.
or something. But it's difficult. And I think everyone, no matter what level of success you're at or where you're at, even if you're starting up, you hit that moment.
You do hit that moment. Do you feel like it's in that, like almost a marriage, that 5-year,
Yeah.
5-6 year,
Yeah.
where you hit that moment and you kind
Yeah.
of like have to put it on pause and kind of like, but you don't let the passion die.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
never
stop doing
let
the
the
work.
passion die.
You don't stop doing the work, but it's like, wait, which direction am I going in? And you do want that fabric, and you like,
Yeah. That's why you gotta steal it.
yeah,
You gotta
sometimes you just
steal
gotta
it, walk
figure
in
out how
that
to do
walk
it.
into that store and steal the fabric.
Don't, no.
Please don't do
some
that.
of you guys are doing that.
Please don't do that.
You know, fraud is real.
It happens.
It is real.
It happens sometimes in your own establishment.
Ooh. Why, really?
We ain't gonna name names now.
That's a sidebar conversation. What was some of the trials and the trials and errors and just the hits where some person, like we kind of touched on, wouldn't even have known that you faced in getting to this level and not stopping?
I think one of the hardest things I've dealt with was the fake friendships.
Ooh.
And you can have friends and you can come for them and be like, oh, you're fake, I don't want to deal with you, and you can cut them out of your life, but not
the ones that you bring close in your house to your
you
heart.
bring them so close, because I feel like, I'm not saying I have the best parents in the world. Everybody's families are unique and different, but I love my mom and dad so much, no matter how many differences I've had with them about arranged marriages and whatever. The morals that they've taught me and what I've grown up with and what's instilled upon all of my brothers and sisters, we cherish it and we respect it and we respect people. And my dad always told me, because it's, you know, it's so important to just treat people how you want to be treated. And we grew up with that. And I'm not saying I'm 100% innocent on any kind of situation. I'm a hustler. I have to do what I have to do in order to sustain. I have a family, I have a business. I'm responsible for 24 employees. It's really hard because that's one of the things that I've learned throughout this. You know, yes, I walk in here and I see all the beautiful dresses. I see the space. I see every dress tells a story.
It has to be maintained.
Yeah, every dress tells a story. I look at a dress and I'm thinking, oh my God, Carla and I worked 18 hours on the beadwork of that. You know, we look at something, there's a story everywhere you go. And my story is very long. And, you know, a lot of the things that I've learned was I was so open in wanting to share my experiences of how I did things, where I got things, who I met, how I did this and how I did that, because I never wanted anybody to struggle or have it as hard as I had it.
But what I've learned is, and I'm sure you have, you can't shield people from their test, because then you keep them from their bigger destiny, because they have to be prepared for it.
Yeah. I've always felt like I've been the vessel to open doors for people, but not once have I ever wanted to thank you. I still don't want to thank you from anybody. You know, occasionally be like, I'm so thankful that you did this, or you introduced me to this person and that, and now I have this and now I have that.
Yeah,
I've done it for a lot of people. One in particular, like, who continues to still, you know, it'll forever haunt me and bother me, but I don't regret it, because you get so close with somebody, so close. And sometimes you meet someone that you've never met in your whole entire life before that reminds you so much of the younger version of yourself, and you want to guide them and tell them, do it like this, do it like this.
You want to help them through
Let
their
me
journey.
do it like
Mentor
this.
them
just
so
mentor them a little
you
bit
want
so
them
they
to
could
win.
win, because you see yourself in them and you try to fix things. Like you ever say, like I always tell people, I live a life of no regrets. I believe everything happens for a reason.
So it's a
It's
growth that has
amazing.
happened
It's
that
a
you
huge
saw.
growth
So
spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, on many
your
different
career,
levels. The career too.
I feel like that in
There's
the
a
five
great
years
balance.
there was a boost.
Yeah, I think there was a boost, and you know, we've had
Definitely in the
so
past
many
3
ups
years.
and downs, but I don't know a business
Well,
that is
I
perfect. Some people don't know that we're running, you know, like what people like to say, an empire on $3,347 and
but they don't
66 cents.
know.
They don't
They
know
have no idea because
because
all
they
they
see
see is the
Beyonce,
Sierra.
Sierra, Gaga, J Lo, but they don't know that we have, you know, every payday is every Friday. They don't have overheads and all that. They just see the
They see the
glamour.
beauty and the glamour.
And that's one thing that I forget too, like touching back on like walking into here and seeing all the stuff that you've done. You know, fortunately, I could say God has blessed us with placements, always being called and great opportunities. But sometimes we get so busy that when something amazing happens, there literally is no time for me to take the staff out and celebrate that moment.
But you have
We
to.
try. We did it last year. It was our first time in 3 years that we got to have a celebration. I took everyone to Las Vegas to
There's benefits in the
yeah,
Michael
I took them to the
Costello.
Jennifer Lopez show and I surprised them to like see all of our hard work, because you know we did the show for
Well,
3
that is
years.
a lot of hard work.
It
Yeah.
is.
I want to talk about when was that moment when everything, that artist, that client, that stylist called, whomever, that moment when you saw everything change to that next level?
It was definitely January 26, 2014. That's the day that Beyonce wore us for the Grammys.
Dress, yes.
Everything from that point, you know, before Beyonce, we were doing
dress.
Kim, we were doing Chloe, we were doing Courtney,
Yeah,
we
I
were doing
remember.
all the girls,
Yes.
all the it girls too, like all the friends. You know, I did Kim's wedding too, like all of the bridesmaids.
Oh, right. I think I remember.
So we were getting buzz, we were getting great publicity.
So it was when she wore that dress, and then there were knockoff versions.
So many. But besides that, this is when the whole algorithm of Instagram was different. And there was this thing called the popular page, and you would make it on the popular page when Instagram first started, and then everybody will see your work. But we had about 150,000 followers. On January 26th, when she wore the dress, we went up about 100,000 followers.
Wow.
The next day, we went up 300,000 followers. And the first person who called me was Michelle Williams. And she was so happy because I knew her.
Yeah,
she would
yeah.
wear us, and so would Kelly. So Michelle called me. She was the first person she called me. She was so happy for me. So happy for me. And then the second person who called me was Missy Elliott. It's cool that I could name drop like this, but it really happened. In my head right now, I'm like, wait, this sounds like I'm name dropping, but this is what really happened. And I struggle with that, but I forget.
You have to let that go.
I forget. And then, you know, Access Hollywood called. They all booked me for these shows, and it wasn't something I was ready for.
Now people want to know about you and the dress and Beyonce.
Yes, and I had to like prepare myself. And then a PR firm reached out to us that wanted to work with us. They're like, you say it like this, you say it like that. Okay, you know, like things happen after that.
That's how people like you're hype, and now you're like you're the it.
You're the it. And we were after Beyonce.
You're still the it with what you're doing with Jennifer
but we've
Lopez.
become selective now. Selective on the jobs that we take, not the people that we work with. It's been this last year that I've been selecting the jobs that we want to do. So many people are like, wait, this will be great placement, this will be great, this will be that. And I say, yes, I'm going to agree with you. I'm not going to say, oh, we've already been in Vogue, we've already been in Harper's, as a company, you have to say yes to a lot of projects. This relevancy is very important, but also is being selective. And I'm not saying I'm comfortable. I don't think I'll ever be comfortable because I'm such a hustler. I want it. If I could take 10, 15 more jobs today, I'm going to find a way to try and do it. And we like to give 100% to the jobs, but it was after Beyonce that almost every single door, Bergdorf, everything. Beyonce Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week finally accepted me.
Yeah, I went to that show.
To be part of their show.
Have a flashback photo.
It was amazing. The same happened with Mattel when I got a call from Mattel about doing
Barbie
doing a
dresses?
fashion influencer Barbie.
Well, you know, Bob
So,
Mackie used to
and
do
I used to
that,
work for Bob
and I
Mackie.
love Bob
I
Mackie.
interned with Bob Mackie as my
Yes, you
first
did.
job, 1 year
Over in the valley.
in the Valley.
Because I used to
Yeah.
go to that costume house to go pull, so he was still
That
there. I
yep,
know. Bob
that's
Mackie
where I
was
used to.
everything.
That's where I used to work, right there
For
with the
those who don't know,
reception.
Bob Mackie made all the dresses for Barbie
And
Cher.
Diana
Diana
Ross,
everyone.
Carol Channing.
He was everything.
Yeah.
Like he
So
still is everything.
one
but
of the
just love Bob
one of the
Mackie.
nicest things, I want to look for the text message and find it. Rob Zangardi called me the Bob Mackie to J-Lo.
Oh, you kind of are.
And I said, what? Wow. Huge. And I didn't realize it, but we have over 47 placements on
J-Lo?
Jennifer Lopez.
I know.
And I didn't think it was that many because I'm only thinking of like some of the music videos and some of the covers. But then when I think of all the performance shows that we did, like Dubai show, and then you know, some of the tour stuff.
Gown that she did?
So that was for her album cover, and her video was called Nitu Niyo. And that was when she came out with her Latin album. I don't know how many tracks she did on the album, but we had a lot of placements with that.
So then I read that you did a collection with the Kardashians.
I never did a collection with the Kardashians.
Did you design
I would have
for their collection?
No, I never designed for their collection, but you know what? We just did so many things together, and we dressed them a lot for so many, you know, of their shows.
I was like, I didn't know that.
And I used to be really close with Kim. I'm not saying I'm not anymore, but I haven't done anything recently for her, like maybe since the past year. Chloe always calls me for things, and I like that the girls still reach out. They have so many great stylists. We're friends with all of their stylists. This Harper collection.
This collection.
I wanted to play with hard and soft, and I still wanted to do glamorous, very over the top, and then I wanted to do like very utilitarian, a lot of hardware mixed with canvas, mixed with silk.
It's gorgeous. So
but
how
it's
many
fun.
stores are you in?
Right now,
Aside
we're
from
only in
having
one.
your store.
We're only in one. It's in Harvey Nichols.
Okay.
So we sell at Harvey Nichols, and then we have our collaborative collection with Revolve, which is all the ready to wear.
I love that, and I love the price point.
They're so good. You know, the thing is,
oh, we have so much to talk about.
Because we have, you know,
I was like, you can afford too, Michael Costello.
Yes, you can, and that's the great thing, and that's why we decided to partner up with Revolve, because you know, they offered that window that we were missing so many people on.
For your everyday woman.
Yes, exactly. The everyday woman, the everyday girl who has a budget of under $400 for a dress. And the reason we couldn't hit it is because, you know, we're smaller here. So everybody gets paid by the hour for, you know, the beadwork, everything, and everything's made here in-house. So the great thing with Revolve is they were able to hit that demographic for us, and partnering with them was like the perfect opportunity.
That's amazing.
So now everybody can get something from us.
And you too can have a Michael Costello dress.
You can, or a jumpsuit, or a jacket, or a romper.
Dress. I saw all of it.
Still get DMs from so many women all over the world, and the first thing they say to me is like, "Oh, I wish I'm saving up. I can afford this. Do you have this? Do you have that?" I said, "Here's the link. Did you not know?"
But a lot of people still do not know. Check out Revolve.
Check out Revolve, or Revolve. Do a bigger push for us.
Yes, because I didn't know. I think I saw Drea Michael wearing a dress.
Oh, the yellow one?
Yes, and I was.
She's beautiful. A lot of people don't know, but we do, you know, 15 to 18 pieces per month with them, and we develop them per month. So
when do you sleep?
We don't. It's very difficult. But we have a sketch review, then we have fittings, then we have a sample review, then we have, you know, like the final fabric selection and all of that. So there's about 4 meetings per month with Revolve, and I have an incredible team that we all work there.
With them there, which helps.
Yep.
So I know that you have a soft men's collection.
Yeah.
Because I've used your ties on my clients before. Is it Costello Men?
Yeah, just Costello menswear.
So what do you wear when you just have to get ready? What's your uniform?
So if I'm going to an event, I love a black suit jacket, a perfectly tailored blazer, size 42 short. No, 40 short. And I like a black stretch jean. So I never wear the slacks, but I get the girls' jeans from H&M.
Really?
Yeah.
Affordable fashion.
They're $14 and they look like black slacks,
So
but they're black denim.
Michael Costello, high-end designer, affordable fashion.
All I wear is H&M. It's from head to toe. It's all I wear. I don't wear anything else. I'll wear a couple of Zara, but for me, it's just so easy because I'm such an easy going person.
You just want to be comfortable and cool.
And when I go, because I never leave the office, when I do go to H&M, I buy everything right then and there. All the black T-shirts, the black pants, and everything. And I have my lady. She's in the other room. She hangs everything up for me.
Oh no!
Yeah, I get kind of. I guess so, that's where I try to be a little more. Put that away from me.
Oh,
honey.
that's your
put
moment.
That, that's my moment. That's
okay,
my
back
moment.
to sewing beads.
Back to sewing beads. Yes, that's my.
Well, she
that's my
mind,
bougie moment. Is it a bougie moment? Yeah,
Can
that's
you
my
hang
bougie
up
moment. My H&M, please.
Okay, so a black suit, black stretch pants.
Yes.
Or all black.
Are all black.
When
now,
you go out on a date.
If I go on a date, I'm gonna wear a black shirt, like black T-shirt, and Steph Curry got me a cute jacket for my birthday last year. Aww. It was from Alexander Wang, so it's a black hoodie.
Love Alexander Wang.
I like that black hoodie, and any kind of drop crotch pants like these ones where they're not too low, and then they have the elastic here. I love those. Done.
Done. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to really show just the Michael Costello house.
Yeah, so I'll take you to the front. I'll show you where the dresses are, and the Harper collection's on display right now. Okay. And then I'll take you across the way. We can go to the workroom. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so you know I follow you on social media.
Yeah.
And I'm an Oprah fan. So is this where Oprah came
This is the moment. Yeah. So we celebrated our 1-year boutique anniversary in this space.
This is where Oprah walked in and brought the pizza. I was so excited.
On October 22nd.
I love how you know all your dates.
Oh yeah. Well, the monumental dates, I get them tattooed.
Oh,
so,
you do?
Yeah, the very special moments, because there's special moments in your life. You never knew when they were gonna come, but they happened.
They happened.
And you dreamed them. Yes. So if they've been a dream that one day turned into reality, you want to remember that day forever.
Well, you will never forget.
Yeah.
So did she walk through this door?
She did. Oprah walked in through the very front doors with delicious pizza from her Oh That's Good pizza line. Let's go to the workspace. Do you want to go?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. And where can we find you, Michael?
MichaelCostello.com, shopcostello.com, revolve/MichaelCostello.com, or downtown LA.
There you have it. Tune in.
That was cute. I like that.